Well, heroes, Joe Smith here. Yeah, we got some nice weather. It's like freezing Friday, but last couple of days it's been like really nice out, like 70s again. Got the shorts on and the sandals, of course. Um, just so breezy, that's why I got the jacket on. Um, just, first of all, I want to apologize. Just been real stressed out past couple weeks. Overworked, overloaded. I can't find no help. Having um, arguments with mom over stupid crap, and she's the only family Joe Smith here has left. Everyone else is gone, dead, or in Iowa. So, trying to work things out with her and that. Want to like take her on walks on the new trails here, or take her to the plays or art museum, but just acts like she wants to stay in bed all day, or rush off and work at Lowe's when she'll be helping me in the office for twice the pay. I told her to give her twice the pay. She won't take it. Like, why you want to stand on your feet at Lowe's all damn day long scanning barcodes with high school kids when you complain about your feet hurting and your back hurting? Well, you could just be sitting here in a comfy chair answering phone calls and scanning barcodes here for invoices. Scanning the barcodes on the parts for making invoices, and then taking customers' cash or card payments. It's a lot easier than you do now for half the work for twice the pay. But for some reason, don't know. It's like she's got something against me. She's above working for her son. She doesn't want her son to be superior to her or something. She'd rather go help greedy corporations make more money while slaving for peanuts. One of the reasons why Joe Smith here done that wage slave commentary video, which, yeah, a lot of people, when they're kids, they dream of making sandwiches for a living growing up. People don't dream about being firefighters or EMTs or doctors or lawyers or pilots or construction workers or mechanics anymore. Little kids dream of being gender studies majors and making sandwiches for a living, or having diabetes through a window. And also something else, keep interviewing people, offering people jobs, $50 an hour, cash daily. Last guy, or kid, early 20s, 25 maybe, little fella, kind of scrawny. You send him through basic, put some meat on his bones, but said he was from Iowa. Brought some cars by the car shop, wanted to sell. They're really junk. They're all like stuck together and ripping apart, trying to separate them, and they're just junk wax. It's called commons mostly. from the 90s. Nobody cares about, nobody wants. Thought he was going to get like $200 for them. So I had a big box of them, but it's like stuck together and just junk, and it's like, well, it's going to take me forever to try and separate these or that. Tony wasn't interested, but interested in giving you a job. It's like, that's where he worked, and it's like, oh yeah, I can pay you a lot more than they do. And asked him what he kind wanted to do or went to school for or anything like that. And he mentioned he had bicycle repair and welding and some mechanic stuff. It's like, well, I do all that here. That's the main business here. The cars are just a little side hobby. He's talked with them. He came back Friday, met with them, talked some more. Offer him $50 an hour plus 10% commission on any bike sold, any part sold, bike parts sold, motor parts, filters, and that's not on my cost. That's on the markup price, 10% of the marked up price commission that you get. And told him in between customers when he had time, he'd start listing all these motor parts and engine parts got here on eBay, and 10% of whatever he sells. Plus, told him pay him 25% of the labor on any guys he found to come work here too, work on bikes and mowers and that. So he'd be making $50 an hour doing jobs, fixing stuff on his own, making another $25 an hour per person that he brings in. So if he found 2 people, he could literally be making $100 an hour plus commission on parts. All the parts that he sold, or they used or sold on repairs. So he could literally be making $100,000 a year in his early 20s, and he could get like a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA set up, and be putting like $6,000 into each. He could be investing in the stock market or crypto if he wanted. Could be buying shares in NASDAQ QQQ or the SPDR Spider on the New York Stock Exchange like Joe Smith does, because they're like the top ETFs, electronic trading funds. He could be just saving up money, investing money for retirement, and retire a multi-millionaire. Even offered him bonus, yes, a bonus. Had 3 different goal levels set based on how many repairs he did and how much he made for the year. But if he made at least $40,000, would give him a week vacation for 2 in Las Vegas for New Year's. Yes, did you hear me? A week vacation for 2 in Las Vegas for New Year's. If he made $60,000 this year, his first year, this year, by Christmas, would give him a week vacation for 2 for Christmas or New Year's in Hawaii. Yes, did you hear me? Hawaii. Who wanted to go to Hawaii for Christmas or New Year's? And if he made over 80,000, give him both. A week in Hawaii for Christmas for 2, and then a week in Las Vegas for New Year's for 2 on the return trip. Yes, did you hear me? A week in Hawaii for 2 for Christmas, and a week in Vegas for 2 for in Las Vegas for New Year's. On top of making 80 grand plus tips. Yeah, people keep saying there's a mental health issue in America. It's like, yeah, apparently there is. Who would turn down 80 grand a year? A week in Hawaii for 2 for Christmas, and a week in Las Vegas for 2 for New Year's on the return trip. Unless they're mentally insane or something. And he's all excited first, and spent all weekend getting stuff lined up for him and ready for him to start this morning. But then he texts late last night after Joe Smith was already in bed saying, "Oh, I talked over with my mommy and daddy, and they don't think I'm grown up yet enough for this." And it's like, and then he gave a shitty comment. I'm tired of these shitty comments from these shitty children. It's like, you don't need to give these shitty comments. I even told him in advance when I first met him, and when he come back and talk Friday, if you're not interested, just be polite about it. Say you're not interested. I'm tired of these shitty comments. Or people just blowing me off, not showing up, saying they're going to be there and then don't show up. So, yeah, I understand for sure how I'll at least let you know in advance or that if I'm not interested. And he talked over, he said he's interested Friday, and texts off and on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and yesterday Sunday. It's Monday now. Still interested, excited, talking about ideas and sponsoring like a bicycle safety course for little kids. Like once a month on Saturdays or something, or he could go do bike rides with people or kids, teach kids how to trail ride on all the new trails around here on Saturdays while he's making commission off his buddies working here. Well, he's getting paid $25 an hour per person that he brought on board to work on bikes or mowers here. He's so excited, and then he's like, well, what? Then he like texts yesterday, and then he's like, what's the hourly pay? What's the hourly wage again? Or is it just strictly commission? It's like, we've talked 3 days about this. Talked 3 days about this. Do you not understand? Do you not freaking understand? It's like $50 an hour for the jobs that you do, and 25% commission on jobs your buddies do if you find people that want to work here, or if you got buddies that want to work here, and 10% commission. Like, if you didn't understand this, why'd you wait? Why didn't you say something Friday when you were here talking in person? And then he said, well, my mommy and daddy doesn't think I'm ready for this. They think I need to just stick to anti-diabetes and cholesterol and heart disease through a window at Wendy's. And that would have been fine if he left at that. It would have been fine. But yes, sorry, your hero, Joe Smith here, got triggered, got set off. Because just tired of these same stupid comments, these same stupid people and children over and over. But he had to go on to say, after that, like, besides, if people can make so much money with you, then where's everyone at? Like, yeah, you tell me, where's everyone at? If they can make so much money, if they're so good, why are they making sandwiches now and flipping burgers and handing french fries through a window and say, here? It's like, oh, maybe because they couldn't get their butt out of bed before noon. Because they couldn't show up before noon. And then they work an hour and go home. When it had tons and tons of work here. Maybe because they kept putting lawnmower blades on upside down. Because they couldn't even figure out how to sharpen a lawnmower blade and put it on correctly. Because they kept, when they changed oil on push mowers, they filled it all the way to the top of the dipstick. Or else one guy, he went to put gas in the mower and filled up the oil fill tube with gas instead of the gas tank. Yeah, maybe these people were as smart as they claimed they were. They'd still be here making all this money that I say they could make here. I offer to pay them here. You know, it's like, that Buddy's mowing business. Same thing there. Everyone's like, well, if we can make so much money here, where is everyone? It's like, well, they're fired for not showing up. They didn't show up till noon. They mowed 1 yard, and then it sprinkled for 5 minutes, so they went home. It stopped raining by the time they got back to the shop to drop the mower off and go home. A belt came off, so they brought the mower back to the shop and went home. Instead of putting the damn belt back on and keep mowing. They kept mowing over toys, they kept mowing over doormats, and even though the contract agreement that they signed said that they would be responsible for reckless and careless damages like that, they still would call the police. Oh, they deducted $20 from my paycheck for this doormat I ran over after I signed a contract saying I would pay for it if I ran over a doormat. And the cops be out, but you have to show them the contract and then tell the cops he wants the cops and the guy off the trespass off his property. He wants the cops gone so they can get back to work. So we all get back to work. So the cops have to tell the kid that, say kid, he's like 25, 28, 30 years old. Still a fucking kid, still a fucking child. And then this 28-year-old child, mommy and daddy would be calling up nonstop in the office all day long. Buddy would tell me, like, you owe my kid another $20 on his pay. Like, dude, teach your kid to be accountable for his mistakes. Teach him quit being so goddamn goofy. Get him off whatever shit he's smoking. Because it's making him stupider than he already is. Or if he is smoking. Otherwise, he's just fucking stupid. Like mowing over toys, mowing over doormats. And complaining you got to pay for them after you signed a contract saying you would pay for them. And then calling the police because you had to pay for them after you said you would. Yeah, that's the problem. If 95% of Americans weren't so fucking stupid, they would be here making all this money that Joe Smith here says that they could be making. They'd be over at Buddy's business making all the money that he says that they could be making there. Instead of him having to fire 100 people a year. Because all they do is cost them money, not making money. It's like several people that Joe Smith had in the shop here. Customers kept coming back. Oh, the lawnmower blade fell off first time I mowed. Didn't get tightened down enough. Or got home and it wasn't cutting grass. It was even worse than before you sharpened the blade. And they brought back and it's like, blade's upside down. Or I got home and started my lawnmower up and it's just smoking like crazy after you change the oil. See, what you do is you blow the engine and they bring it back and like, no, it filled clear to the top of the fill tube. Gotta keep firing people from $50 an hour jobs because they're just too stupid to change the oil on a push mower or sharpen blade on a push mower, put right side up, or to make adjustments on a bicycle. They're just too fucking stupid. But it's like, kids, none of your goddamn business why people aren't here anymore. That aren't here anymore that used to be here. I mean, on top of that, there's actually been several positive stories. One guy made enough money, went and bought a gas station, and he owns and runs a gas station here in town now. And still talk to him. Another guy decided he wanted to get into trucking and go be a over-the-road truck driver. And he texts every now and then when he's like back in town. A couple others got married and moved out of state. Another one decided to go work in the oil fields down in Texas, but then seen him around town working at Tractor Supply, and it was like, what happened to making $100,000 a year in the oil fields in Texas? Like, oh, that's harder than I thought, so I came back. And I work at Tractor Supply. Well, one got old and retired. Doesn't matter what happened to people in the past. Quit dwelling on the past. Just so sick and tired. Everyone dwelling on the goddamn past. And a few others wanted to start their own handyman service or lawn mowing business or some other business too. But it's not the point. It's like, kid, it's none of your goddamn business what happened to people in the past. Okay, there's been many success stories. Many people went on to what their dreams were, what their goals were. And others just weren't interested in making money. Or were just flat out stupid. But the question is, how much money do you need to make? How smart are you? How many jobs a day are you going to do? How many hours a day or week are you going to work? You're going to work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week? Like Joe Smith does? So you make $2,000 a week? Plus commission? Or are you going to show up 4 hours late? Like these other children your age. That talk that they were so good and such tough shit. And then pussy out and go home after an hour. Because they're tired. It's like every single person, like, well, how many people you got? How come people aren't here no more? Like, it don't fucking matter. Are you here to make money or make friends? It's not your goddamn business why people ain't here no more, or how many people used to work here in the past. If they're so goddamn good, they'd still be here. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I wouldn't be posting ads. I wouldn't be offering you a job right now if these other people were as good as they claimed, or making as much money as I claimed they could be making here. For those of you that actually did listen to this and all this, thanks. Just need to blow some steam. Thanks for being heroes, friends, fans, whatever. And I want to give a special thanks to MK Joe. He's been on the phone talking to me a lot, texting me a lot the past few days here. Woke up in the middle of the night a couple nights ago after falling asleep super early from being worn out all day, working all day. And seeing him up posting on Joe Smith's YouTube videos, posting comments, and so send him a text message like, "Hey, just seen you posting on videos here the past 5-10 minutes. You awake?" And he's like, "Yeah, I woke up, can't sleep." So we ended up texting for a couple hours. So Mouse Man's live stream started, and then that's when Joe Smith fell asleep, and he, I guess, watched the Mouse Man live stream for a little while. So special thanks to MK Joe, being a super good friend. And of course, shout out to Seven Wonders for being a longtime buddy, and Kingpin too, wonderful people, and everyone else out there. Just so many good people in the YouTube community. Thank you, every one of you. Joe Smith, sign out.